Right. Okay, ready? Wow, this is loud tonight. That way. Okay, it being 5:30 and this being the organizational meeting of the curriculum subcommittee meeting, I will call this meeting to order. Cheryl Caroline. Here. Lisa Murray. Here. Rich Redeker. Here. Okay, Lisa, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I will now open the floor for nominations for a chair of the subcommittee.
I nominate Lisa Murray for chair of the subcommittee.
Okay. And now I will close nominations and we'll go to the vote.
No speeches.
Would you like the floor?
You already know my answer to that. No.
Plan on what you're going to do.
Okay.
Yes.
This will be a yes or no vote for Lisa Murray as the chair of the subcommittee. Cheryl Caroline?
Yes.
Lisa Murray?
Yes.
Rich Redeker?
Yes.
Okay, congratulations.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah.
You're going to have to... We're going to go with Lisa with an update, I think.
Correct.
Good evening. Congratulations, Lisa.
I think it's up too loud.
Hot mic.
Let me see if I can turn that down a little.
Seat 7.
Is that better, Lisa?
Go. All right, ready to go. I can hear myself. So congratulations, Lisa. I'm looking forward to working with you and the rest of our subcommittee this year. So I was asked to give some curriculum, instruction, professional learning updates for the committee tonight. And as you probably have guessed, over the past few weeks, we've been really busy with lots of professional learning, lots of collaborating happening. So I just wanted to give you a little overview of some of the happenings that were going on throughout the district. We did have new staff orientation and new educators induction and mentoring happen August 22nd and 23rd. And then August 28th, we started the week off with a full day of professional learning throughout the district. And a few of the things that were occurring around the district, we had elementary teachers working on both literacy and math. In literacy, they were embedding responsive classroom practices and routines within the Amplified curriculum and working together on that. Also reviewing their first units of CKLA. And in math, they were looking at the Imagine Math digital platform. They participated in a training and had some time to explore that. The elementary related arts educators participated in the mental health first aid follow-up focus group with Bree Bernash and Colleen Goodrow. Our middle school had lots of great things happening. The grade 6 reading teachers participated in a full day Amplified ELA training. And the grades 6 and 7 math teachers participated in an Imagine Learning training, learning the platform for using training on the platform to use when instructing illustrative math in grade 6 and 7. Other educators at the middle school participated in activities using building thinking classroom practices in all content areas, and their building-based strategic teams, climate, safety, assessment, equity, and data met during that time as well. At the high school, a few of the samplings work on equity, vision of the graduate, and Character Strong program, as well as lots of other things happening at the high school. Our adjustment counselors, psychologists, guidance, BCBAs completed mandated reporter training, and they also participated in activities connected to their areas of expertise, such as strategies for supporting students with depression and anxiety, dyslexia, and SLD assessments, as an example. So it's been very busy. On the 29th, the professional learning was building-based, so the building administrators planned and executed all the goings-on, safety, SEL, climate meetings, etc. And then on the 30th, we had our convocation, and teachers then returned to their classrooms and did the final preparations for first day on Thursday. So it was a busy week. Any questions before I go to the next? Okay. So in terms of some curriculum and alignment news, we're excited to begin year 2 of the K-5 implementation of Amplify CKLA and illustrative math. First year is always the most challenging, especially when you've got 2 new programs starting. But due to the year-long efforts of teachers, coaches, and principals in professional development sessions, team planning and collaboration meetings, CPT meetings, and countless other supportive activities, the start of year 2 feels much, much better. There's a little bit of relief starting off the year, so that's a good place to be. We're continuing our vertical alignment work with pre-K and grade 6, beginning implementing Amplify this month. So both groups have participated in professional learning opportunities and will continue to work with the instructional coaches and myself as they navigate year 1. We're excited to include our youngest learners in this literacy learning journey, and also very excited to collaborate with the pre-K team of teachers and paraprofessionals. And we're also thrilled to expand Amplify to grade 6, building on the literacy learning from grade 5. Grades.
So are you going to be doing, or maybe you already are, illustrative math in grade 6?
We are actually continuing illustrative. That was the next thing I had to turn the page. Grade 7 will begin implementing illustrative mathematics.
Okay.
Both grade 6 and 7 will be using the Imagine Learning platform, digital platform, to support instruction. So it's just a little bit different rollout of the instruction than at the K-5 level, but still illustrative math. So they participated in professional learning, lots of great stuff going on. And then a little more about our vertical alignment. This, we're K-12, we're constantly talking about the alignment and what it looks like, especially in literacy and math, where our focus has been last year and now this year. It was really exciting at the start of the school year to see that vertical alignment in action, like really happening across the district. So part of the math vertical alignment work has been reading, discussing, and trying out the practices in the book Building Thinking Classrooms by Peter Liliendahl. I think you all received a copy of it from the superintendent. And over the summer, groups of teachers and administrators participated in all kinds of activities, including book studies, planning groups, and professional development to support math thinking in classrooms. So these practices increase the level of engagement, discussion, and most importantly, thinking about mathematics. So I'm excited to share that the math classrooms across the district, at all grade levels, we're starting the year using the practices to build thinking classrooms in math. So Erin, I just have a few slides. I thought you might like to actually see it in action, or just still photos of the action. Here are some photos of grade 1 class. This is from the first 3 days of school. You can see students are working in small groups. At this grade level, they're working in groups of 2. At the older levels, they're working groups of 3, sometimes 4. They're working on vertical surfaces, so they're not sitting at their desks. And there's 1 pen, but they're working collaboratively to get information about solving the math problem. There's a very engaging problem to solve. And that is a whiteboard surface, so if something gets written up there that they don't like, they can just erase it. Would you scroll down here? Here are some 4th and 5th graders working on a very engaging discussion problem. Mathematics, you can see there's some diagrams, there's lots of numbers. There's that I showed this picture because I think that pointing finger in the left-hand picture shows that the student is explaining what's happening or asking a question about something very specific. You can see that there are some prompts right at the top of that whiteboard surface, letting them know, like, if you need to share the pen, if you're the person writing, then you can't really be the person talking. You need to let someone else talk and explain thinking, as a few examples. Thank you. Some more 4th and 5th graders.
Can I point something out on the
Yeah,
last one?
please.
So also random grouping.
Oh,
You can
yes.
see the 2 of hearts in the corner. You can just explain what that is.
Yes, so another practice that we're implementing is the idea of random groupings. So students know, and they're obvious random groupings, students know that they're selected randomly to be in the group, so there's no predetermined, like these are a certain type of student that need to be working together. Because from very, very early on, students are aware of where they lie on that mathematical ability spectrum, and they'll know, well, here's a group where I need to be in charge versus here's a group that I can let other people do the work because there's somebody that's quote unquote, good at math. So the random grouping is a way for students to know that, everybody's coming in equally, nobody's, higher up on the math food chain than anybody else.
So in that practice, what happens is the students enter the room, they receive a card, and then they find the chart that matches the card, and that's the group they're in for the day.
I saw in some classes, they used popsicle sticks. Every student threw their name in the pops, and then the teacher went around and students pulled them out. That was in a high school calculus class, by the way, which I wouldn't expect to necessarily see that prior to us implementing these practices. So the groups are random purposefully, and kids need to know that they're random. They can't think that the teacher is setting it up, fake random. Again, you can see the playing card over on the left picture over there. Thanks, Erin. Some more 4th and 5th graders from Hamden and Wilbraham. You can also just see the diagrams. They can use whatever tools, whatever pictures that they think will help to explain what they're thinking. This is at the high school. They also have their they have their little sheets that explain to them, like as a reminder of what the expectations are. If you're talking, you shouldn't be doing the writing. Again, an example of students explaining what is up on the board. And not only is there a lot of talking, but there's a lot of listening too. That you can really tell that when I was in the room on the left, you could tell that students were paying real close attention to what students were saying, questioning, and then confirming, yep, I think that's right, and then going back, wait a minute, let's go back and look at this again. Is that the last one? Perfect. So it was so exciting, the first 3 days of school, the level of mathematics. When I talked to students, they said that at the high school level, they said that they liked it because it wasn't like a boring review, just sitting there listening, or even taking a pretest. Teachers said this was a great way to find out information about what students, were able to do as a group, but also listen to all the different small groups working too.
Yeah, I was just wondering whether or not, was this for the whole session of, what is it, 80 minutes?
Not at the high school. They began, one class that I was in began their class period with this type of activity, and another class I went into had done something else first, and then they came back to this. But I'm not sure about the elementary schools. They may have spent a lot more time. There was also, after they do this work, there's a period where after that they come together and there's a synthesis. So the teacher's helping the students put together the understanding and the thinking that came across by using different examples. They may all walk over to the board on the left and talk about what that group did and how that connects to something that maybe we can generalize about math.
And for the special ed students, are they pulled out at some point to go over what they've learned from their colleagues and students?
Well,
or is it like a para helping them, or?
The students are, especially at the elementary level, are all part of Tier 1. So they're participating. If there are adults there that are providing accommodations, they're, on the outskirts. One of the things that we worked on this summer is thinking about how we ask questions, how we refrain from asking too many questions that might lead students down a path that we think they need to go but might not be what they're thinking about. So that's part of our learning and our ongoing learning this year. But all students participate in there. I can't speak to the high school classes specifically. One of the classes I was in was AP Calculus. Another was Algebra 2. So some of those classes seemed very mixed, but everybody was participating. Thank you very much.
I have another question,
Oh, sure.
but it might need to be you. If we get influx of immigrants coming in, what is our plan? If we get immigrants coming into our schools in not exceptionally large numbers, but at least in large numbers, what's our plan for, are we building into our structure of learning, of teaching and learning, a way to expand and a way to target kids who may not have the same background or even English?
So we would be working really closely with the English learning department on that. One of my concerns would be the department is quite small. I think that it wouldn't take much to push us beyond capacity, and I'd be coming to the school committee with requests for more staffing. But basically, we'd be using the sheltered English immersion approach. We'd be also based on the level of the speakers, providing more or less direct support to help them learn English in direct instruction. But, the reality is that is a department in this district that's quite tiny at this point based on the population we serve.
So I'm glad to hear that we're starting to at least think about and plan towards what may not become an inevitability, but it might. Sounds like you had a good day.
We had a lot of good days. It was really exciting. I had the pleasure of just joining lots of different groups too and getting to participate with groups K-12, and really exciting. It also was really exciting to start working with the induction mentor group and the new educators, new staff. It's exciting. It's almost brings you back to like that new class you have, right? That you get to meet all those people and start the year fresh with that. So I enjoyed that very much.
And I think from my point of view, when I talk to parents, I hear so much good things about these math programs as opposed to what we're doing. I think they're going to all be excited.
Lots of good stuff happening. We're very excited. Stay tuned. not on the agenda, so I didn't know if I could actually ask that.
I think scheduling you can do, that's not really substantive.
Okay. Did we want to make it that next meeting, or did we want to, what did we want to plan that? I think if we could, I do appreciate having this curriculum stuff before school committee. It just feels like it flows. I have to be very good about not having an overloaded agenda. But if that works for you all, then you would just need to decide when you'd want to meet, or do you want to connect month by month to say, do we need have a standing meeting, but then decide if we need to meet?
I'm thinking, because these are new, that we should meet at least once a month and see how things are going. And you may come up with things that you need monetarily or need to push the committee on, and we can do that for you. Once a month, does that sound? I don't want to put words in your mouth, though. We meet twice a month, so if you'd rather just every meeting for a while, it's fine too.
I guess needed. If there's nothing much on the agenda, don't need it. It's a meeting, I'll meet it.
I think that's hard because once the school year starts getting rolling, calendars of everyone gets really filled. So even if there was a placeholder, I think that
Do you want to do a placeholder for before the first, this is the first meeting of the month, right?
yes.
Okay.
This
The
is
first
it.
meeting of the month, and then we can change it when needed. Does that work for you? Does it work for you?
Yeah, I mean, I know some you have to be here, so I know sometimes I'm here, sometimes I'm not. The next one I look at, I'll be here, it's on the 5th.
We'll just put a placeholder.
And I will not be here on the November 1st meeting. Second.
We'll figure that out then.
Okay.
And then we can connect to see what topics, if there's something that you're interested in, or if there's something that we want to share and
Yes,
with the committee.
same time.
We spent a lot of time on that
Yes,
today.
unless
Maybe
there's
some
a
reading.
reduced agenda.
And explain with reading the next time we meet.
Taking some notes, thank you.
Make another motion to adjourn.
Second.
Do we do roll call?
You can do all those.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Thanks,
Thank you
Lisa.
very much.
Thank you very much.
Great first meeting.
Yes.